morning, students. Welcome to the social science class. Hope you all are staying safe and good. Students, in today's class, I'm going to teach you from geography. That is from Unit 2. The topic is weather and climate. I repeat, the topic is weather and climate. Now let's see the learning objectives. To understand the importance of weather and climate, to learn about the nature of the elements of weather and climate, to know the instruments used for measuring weather elements, to be able to recognize the kinds of weather and climates of a place. Synopsis: Introduction, weather, climate, elements of weather and climate, temperature, measuring temperature, heat zones of the earth, rainfall, air pressure, humidity, wind, and hard words. Introduction. Climate is one of the basic elements in the natural environment. It affects landform, soil types, fauna, and flora. It influences man to a large extent. Students, listen. In a small village in a Dharmapuri district, Tamil Nadu, in the month of May, Yukta enjoys her vacation. In a small village in a Dharmapuri district, Tamil Nadu, in the month of May, there was a girl called Yukta. She enjoys her vacation with her brother and family. She always wears cotton clothes. Her mother makes food like buttermilk, porridge, watermelon, etc., which suits to summer. At the same time, in May month, Tia, the girl who lives in Auckland, New Zealand, with her father and mother, wear jacket, jeans, clothes, and socks. Her mother makes hot food like sandwich, salmon, oatmeal, soups, etc. Yukta celebrates Christmas with friends in winter, whereas Tia celebrates Christmas during summer. Can you think of why? Okay, I tell you. Yukta and Tia stay in two different hemispheres and have different way of life. This is because of the difference in weather condition of those places. Children, weather and climate influence man's activities like what we eat, wear, the house in which we live and work, farming, sailing, fishing, modern transport, and even our playtime, etc. Hence, one should have knowledge about the weather and climate. So, in this lesson, children, we are going to learn about the weather and climate, its elements, and how they influence our lifestyle. Weather. Weather is the day-to-day conditions of the atmosphere at any place as regards sunshine, temperature, cloud cover, wind fog condition, air pressure, humidity, precipitation, and such other elements is called weather. And weather is referred as short periods like a day, a week, a month, or a little longer, and as such the weather changes from time to time in a day and one period to the other in a year. And the scientific study of weather is called meteorology. I repeat, the scientific study of weather is called meteorology. Students, do you know Earth's atmosphere is a layer of gases surrounding the planet Earth and retained by the Earth's gravity? It contains about 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, 0.97% argon, 0.03% carbon dioxide, and 0.04% trace amounts of other gases and water vapor. And next, climate. The word climate is derived from the ancient Greek word kilmo, which means inclination. Climate is generally defined as the average condition of a weather of a place or a region. The average atmospheric conditions are determined by measuring the weather's element for a long period of a time, which is usually for 35 years. The elements of weather and climate are the same. The climate does not change often like weather, and the scientific study of climate is called climatology. I repeat, the scientific study of climate is called climatology. And next, elements of weather and climate: temperature, rainfall, air pressure, humidity, and wind. So these are the 5 major elements of weather and climates. Now let's see these elements in detail. First one, temperature. Temperature is one of the key elements of weather and climate. The Earth and its atmosphere get heated from the sun through insolation. The degree of heat present in the air is termed as temperature. Temperature varies with time due to changes in the level of radiation which reaches the Earth's surface. This is due to motions of the Earth and inclination of the Earth's axis. And the temperature influences the level of humidity, the process of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Temperature varies both horizontally and vertically. Temperature decreases with increasing height is known as lapse rate, which is 60.5 degrees Celsius per 1000 meters in troposphere. Isolines are those which join the places of equal values. Isolines are given different names based on the weather elements they represent. And next, factors affecting the distribution of temperature: latitude, altitude, nature of land, ocean, currents, prevailing winds, slope, shelter and distance from the sea, natural vegetation and soil. So these are the major facts which affect the distribution of temperature. And next, measuring temperature. The temperature of a unit volume of air at a given time is measured in scales like Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. Meteorologists measure the temperature by the thermometer, Stephenson scale and minimum and maximum thermometer. Atmosphere is mainly heated by outgoing radiation from 2 to 4 pm. So the maximum temperature is recorded between 2 and 4 pm regularly, and minimum temperature is recorded around 4 a.m. before sunrise. And next, mean temperature. The average of maximum and minimum temperature within 24 hours is called mean daily temperature. Diurnal range of temperature is the difference between the maximum and minimum temperatures of a day. Annual range of temperature is the difference between the highest and lowest mean monthly temperatures of a year. The distribution of temperature is shown by means of isotherms, and the isotherms are imaginary lines which connect the same temperature of different places. And next, heat zones of the Earth. Earth is divided into 3 heat zones. They are torrid zone, temperature zone, and frigate zone. And next, torrid zones. It is a region between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This region receives the direct rays of the sun and gets the maximum heat from the sun. So this zone is known as the torrid or the tropical zone. And next, temperature zones. This zone lies between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere, and between the Tropic of Capricorn and the Atlantic Circle in the southern hemisphere. This zone gets slanting rays of the sun, and the angle of the sun's rays goes on the decreasing towards the poles. Thus, this zone experiences a moderate temperature. And next, frigate zone. The frigate zone lies between the Arctic Circle and the Northern Pole, and between the Atlantic Circle and the South Pole. This region also known as polar region. I repeat, this region also known as polar region. Since it receives the extremely low temperature throughout the year, so these regions are covered with snow. The highest and lowest temperature ever recorded. The highest temperature ever recorded on the earth is 56.7 degrees Celsius, 134 degrees Fahrenheit. It was recorded on 10th of July 1930 at Greenland Range of Death Valley, California at USA. The lowest temperature ever recorded on the earth is minus 89.2 degrees Celsius, minus 128.6 degree Fahrenheit, 184.0 Kelvin. It was recorded on 24th July 1983 at Soviet Vostok Station in Antarctica. And next, rainfall. Rain is a liquid water in the form of droplets that have condensed from atmospheric water vapor and then become heavy enough to fall under gravity. Rain is a major component of the water cycle and is responsible for depositing most of the fresh water on the earth. It is the source of water for all purposes. Rainfall is measured by rain gauge. And next, air pressure. The weight of air above a given area on the Earth's surface is called atmospheric pressure or air pressure. The air pressure is measured by barometer. The standard air pressure at sea level is 1013.25 millibars. Measuring air pressure, meteorologist uses barometer, Android barometer, to measure the air pressure. Barograms are used for recording continuous variation in atmospheric pressure. And next, humidity. Humidity refers to the degree of water vapor present in the atmosphere in gaseous form in particular time and place. It ranges from 0 to 5% by volume in atmosphere. Climatically, it is an important constituent of the atmosphere and its quantity depend on the level of temperature. So the level of humidity decreases towards poles from equator. Humidity is expressed in different ways. They are specific humidity, absolute humidity, and relative humidity. Specific humidity. The specific humidity is a ratio of the water vapor content of the mixture to the total air content on a mass basis. It is expressed in grams of vapor per kilogram of air. Absolute humidity. Absolute humidity is the mass or weight of water vapor present per unit volume of air. It is expressed usually in grams per cubic meter of air. Relative humidity. Relative humidity is the ratio between the actual amount of water vapor present in the air and the maximum amount of water vapor it can hold at a given temperature. It is expressed as a percentage. Measure of humidity. Hygrometer. Hygrometer is used to measure the humidity, which compresses wet and dry bulb plate side by side in a Stephenson screen. Wind. The horizontal movement of air is called wind. I repeat, the horizontal movement of air is called wind. Vertical movement of air is said as air current. The winds move from high pressure to low pressure. The wind system are broadly categorized into three as follow: planetary winds, seasonal winds, and local winds. Planetary winds. Planetary winds are the ones which blow almost in the same direction throughout the year. So they are called as permanent or planetary winds. Trade winds, westerlies, and polar easterlies are the types of prevailing winds. Seasonal winds. Seasonal winds are those which change their direction according to season in a year. They are called as monsoon winds. These winds blow from sea to land during summer and land to sea during winter. Local winds. Local winds are the winds blow over a small area only during a particular time of a day or a short period of a year. Land and sea breezes are example of these winds. I repeat, land and sea breezes are example of these winds. The Biofort scale is a scale for measuring wind speed. It is the most widely used system to measure wind speed today. The scale was developed in 1805 by Francis Biofort, an officer of the Royal Navy, and first officially used by HMS Bugle. Measuring wind direction and speed. Meteorologist measures wind direction using wind vane or weathercock. Wind speed is measured by anemometer. I repeat, wind speed is measured by anemometer. Okay children, now I read the hard words. Kindly listen the pronunciation of words. Humidity. Humidity. Meteorologist. Meteorologist. Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. Latitude. Latitude. Anemometer. Anemometer. Frigate Zone. Frigate Zone. Rain gauge. Rain gauge. Hygrometer. Hygrometer. Planetary winds. Planetary winds. Biofort Scale. Biofort Scale. Okay children, so for today's homework is that you have to write about the wind and its types for 2 times in your rough note. I repeat, your homework is you have to write about the wind and its types for 2 times in your rough note. Okay children, I hope you all understood this session. Thank you.